Recording live from the Northeast Georgia Business RadioX studio, this is Northeast Georgia Business Radio presented by Regions Bank. Start building your financial confidence at Regions Bank. Member FDIC and equal housing member. Welcome back, folks, to another exciting edition of Northeast Georgia Business Radio. I'm your host, Tom Sheldon, and we're coming to you live from the beautiful Empower College and Career Center of Jackson County. A big thank you to our associate sponsor, Bottom Line Tax Solutions. Are you paying too much in taxes? You probably are. Back to the show. I have with me yet another great guest. I have with me today the boss man, the owner of A New Day Construction, Mr. Jerry Martin. Jerry, welcome to the Northeast studio.
What an introduction.
You know, I've done it a couple times.
Yeah.
I've never had Jerry Martin in my studio, though.
We could call this the Tom and Jerry show today.
It could be. I think it already is. A New Day Construction.
Yeah, every day's a new day.
It is.
So started the company, it's a Christian-based company, and wanted to find a way to send a message to. A lot of companies out there will brand themselves with a fish, but not do everything behind it. So my goal is to hopefully influence, I guess you say.
Yeah.
So every day's a new day. A lot of times we get stuck in the past, and we worry about the future when we don't know the answers. We just got to trust in God. Today's a new day.
So you actually, lack a better term, respect the Lord instead of just using the name.
Yes, and that's...
I appreciate that. I'm being serious.
It's sad to have other companies not... Once you put that on your card, you need to live by it.
Yeah,
because
first
that's
and foremost,
the number one reason it pushes people away from God, for bad people that value money over people.
They turn it into a business.
Right. So we stand on we really stand hard that we take care of people and let God take care of money. And that includes our staff, our guys. I'm investing in them every day, helping them grow their families. And we pay them well, too, because we want them to have a better life. In the same hand, our customers, we want to make sure they're taken care of. And if all that works, the money's going to take care of itself. You know,
this studio and Business RadioX in general is found on really that same principle. If you do everything right, the way you should, the money will take care of itself.
And the sad thing is we get to come behind some of the other contractors that are doing things wrong.
Wait a minute, contractors do things wrong?
Yeah. I had a business coach. He said, what is your number one competition? I said, bad contractors.
I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that.
And, how to get past that, because everybody's on their guard. Everybody's,
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're a contractor.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw it on the paper. I was like, who's this Jerry guy?
He's going to come here and take my money and not do the work.
And I don't even know what he did or didn't do. You got to have stories. I know you got stories. Change names and locations creatively. What's some of the worst things you've seen?
Worst things I've seen. So I wouldn't say the worst things, but most relevant that happened recently, because there's a lot of things that I've seen throughout the years we've been doing it. But just a few weeks ago, a lady hired a contractor to come and do a shower. And when I hear people say, I'm going to get somebody else to do my shower, because I know what all goes into a tile shower. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of guys out there that say, yeah, I can tile your shower. That means they're doing the plumbing, they're building the pan, they're doing the drain, they're doing the paint, and you can't. I don't want to say you can't. There are people out there who can do it. They're like finding a needle in a haystack.
Sure.
So anyway, she had called and said, hey, I've had somebody put in my shower and it's leaking, and he won't come back, which is commonly what we hear. They won't come back. They won't call.
They don't exist anymore.
They don't exist.
They disappeared,
Right. And just on the side note, we put a 3-year warranty on everything we do, and we firmly stand behind that. So if you're calling us 3 years, we're sending somebody out.
I hear you.
I don't blink an eye. I don't think about it. So she had called, and of course, I went out there personally because I wanted to see.
Oh, yeah.
And it's good to see and learn and see what's going on out there. And oh, my goodness.
Uh-oh.
So I got out there, and we're in a shower, no tub. Had a tub spout in the shower. That was black.
Tub spout in the shower.
The tub spout was black. The shower head was chrome. The fixture was gold. And this is what he's...
Wow.
Yeah, and it was leaking.
Well, that's what they probably had in the back of the truck.
It sounded like...
I mean, we don't want to be wasteful now, do we?
I looked at it and shook my head. I was like, oh, my God.
Wow.
And the amount of money she paid for it, I'm like, are you kidding me? So my heart goes out, and I'm like, in those situations, I really try not to I don't want to overprice them. I know it's a bad situation, and I know some contractors come in and take advantage of that situation.
Oh, they see dollar signs.
Right, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
My goal is to help take care of the situation at a reasonable price, and hopes to, if they want to tell the person or tell somebody that we'd help them out, that's what we're after. So.
Was it the pan that was leaking?
Actually, it didn't turn out to be the pan.
Really?
We won't know yet. So I'm concerned about
Oh,
the pan.
you're working on it.
Pan leakage doesn't really show up till a couple of years into it.
Slab house, crawl space basement?
This is a crawl. It was actually second story, so everything was
Multi-story.
leaking down inside.
Yeah.
So got over there, and it was actually the diverter valve wasn't put in correctly, and it was just pouring water.
Yeah.
Just tremendous.
It was diverting water, all right.
It was diverting it, yeah. So,
Just not where you wanted it.
right.
So even I know stuff like that, and I know nothing.
Right. How do you navigate bad contractors?
Exactly. How do you do that?
There's a lot. And a lot
can
of time-
imagine.
I even had a best friend. He had a big home remodel and didn't use us because the time didn't work out for him. And he ended up getting took for $60,000.
Wow.
And even I was trying to tell him the whole way, don't give a deposit, don't do this, watch
Right.
out for that, check
Right.
for this insurance, and did not do his homework. And
didn't.
I think that's where it comes into play is people don't do their homework.
Yeah.
And when you're spending $1,000 in a house, you need to do your homework.
You do.
And, I come at the industry wanting to educate them and say, hey, here's what you need to learn before you do this. That you don't need to, but it definitely helps you from getting
Well,
taken
you
advantage
should.
of.
Yeah. And need and should that's a thin line.
Right.
Honestly.
Number one thing, I would say, and here's the bad thing about construction, especially when you're dealing with outside work, decks and porches. Most time people start a business start with construction. Basically grabbing a hammer and saw and said, I can start decks.
Decks and fences.
Yep. And
That's
they
where
start there, and the problem is they start there, and then somebody wants them to quote a covered porch.
Yeah.
So now you got to do beam work and stuff like that. They don't know how to do it. That's when you start running into issues.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
making sure, one, you're checking references. Checking Google reviews is huge, and they are hard to get. If you got a company that is dedicated to making sure their customers are taken right, and they've got good Google reviews, that's a plus sign.
That's
I
true.
know I will tell you hard to get. They're really hard to get. I mean, on average, we're probably doing 200 to 50 jobs a year. And out of that, we got 120. But it's not because we didn't have them bad. It's because a lot of people are just too busy to leave.
Getting them to
Right.
physically do it.
Right. I say that and saying that they're hard to get. And then if there's companies got reviews,
Oftentimes, though, Jerry, it's easier to get a bad review
it is.
than the good ones.
It's a lot of
The smallest thing you didn't do, they will light you up. And they will take that time
Right.
to light you up.
So yeah, we want to make sure we're loving on our customers, make sure we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. Another thing to be looking at, this is a real big one. I say big, insurance. And a lot of times, and this is where education comes into place, they'll show their insurance policy, but unless you call that insurance company, it could be canceled. Because I can take out an insurance policy, a workman's comp
Oh,
policy.
you mean like liability and workers' comp?
Workers' comp. So
okay.
I can show a customer, hey, I have insurance.
Yeah.
I can go get insurance, pay my premium, keep it for a week, cancel it, I still have my piece of paper.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
and that happens a lot. Liability insurance is because if they're working on your property and they get hurt,
It's your fault.
it's your fault. If they don't have workman's comp, you're paying their medical bills. And I would say 98% of the small contractors don't have workman's comp
Wow.
if you call them out on it.
How about that?
And it's important.
Oh, yeah.
We
Oh,
go
gosh,
to an extra measure on the insurance side of it. What we do is put a binder out for every job we do. So basically, a customer gets a binder with their address on it, basically stating, hey, while we're working on your job, you are 100% covered.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you have a certificate issued
Right.
for them. Oh, yeah.
So another great thing to be looking for is lien waivers. A lot of people don't know what lien waivers are, and they're very important, especially when you're dealing with contractors that use charge accounts at different lumber companies. So what that is, basically when a contractor works on your house, they go to either Home Depot or the Supply House, they have a charge account. Well, that charge account, they're wanting the customer's address because they know if that contractor don't pay that bill, they're going to come back and lien the house.
Not a lot of people realize that.
No, it's
In fact, almost no one realizes that. Seriously.
right. And that leaves you on the hook of paying that bill.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, you already paid the contractor for that lumber.
Right. So lien waiver is a simple piece of paper basically stating that, hey, I'm resolving the customer for any liens against their house. I'm taking care of the bills from that point. So
you get that from the contractor.
you get it from the contractor.
I got you.
It's actually built in our agreement, so it's part of our lien
You
waiver.
have it ready to go.
ready to go. It's-
Not everyone will do that.
My goal is to protect the customer.
Right.
Not just to make money from the customer, but make sure they're protected in case something does go wrong. I mean,
Things happen.
things happen.
Wow.
We were in the house and this kitchen sink, put brand new floors throughout the house, put a new kitchen sink in countertops. A little clip that flipped off one of the couplings underneath the sink, of course, flooded, and ended up having to replace all the flooring in the house. If we wasn't properly insured, the customer would have had to pay that. I think it was like a little over $12,000.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's things that, a lot of times customers are looking for price. Well, unfortunately, when you drive down that price, you can get yourself in a lot of trouble.
Well, you lose quality.
You lose quality, you lose protection, you lose a lot of things.
Oh, yeah.
If a contractor says, yes, I can start tomorrow, big red flag. If they're not busy,
If they don't have a backlog.
they don't have a backlog,
Yeah.
that's a problem.
No, I'm with you on that.
Yeah. And so a lot of times we get customers calling in going, hey, when can you start? Well, we're about 3-4 weeks out. That's too long for me. And and I try to warn them. I try, be careful, because if somebody starts tomorrow, that means they're not busy. If they're not busy, there's a huge issue there.
Yeah.
There's a reason why they're not.
If they're waiting for the phone to ring, there's a reason why.
There's a reason why.
Oh, yeah.
So being careful of that. Gosh,
That's a reasonable amount of time, 2 to 3 weeks, even a month.
yeah.
I mean, if we're talking about a something big, kitchen, bathrooms, remodel, or flooring, whatever it is, a month's wait, that's super reasonable.
Yeah, and people, they want things done fast.
Well, you do, but if you told me next July, I'm okay, maybe that's too much, but yeah, hey, we'll get it started at the end of the month, depending on what time of the month they call, right? But that's more than reasonable, I think.
Looking out for those things, making sure you actually call referrals. Referrals are kind of hit and miss, and the reason for that, if you ask a customer for a referral, referral, they're going to give you one. It's going to be one that's going to give you a good one.
Yeah.
So I don't even do that. I'll say, hey, you pick any name you want to off the list of reviews, and I'll call them and see if I can set up a call for you. That way, I'm not hand selecting them. They can do that.
Right.
Just to make sure we're on the up and up, that everything there that they see is what we provide.
Jerry, we're going to take a real quick break, get in one of our community partners, and folks, we will be right back. One of our great community partners is Atomic Tint Shop. Atomic Tint Shop is your top-rated Metro Atlanta tint and detail shop, providing a one-stop shop with the best quality service and products at an affordable cost. Automotive tinting, full auto detail, paint correction, and ceramic coating. And don't forget their residential and commercial window tinting services. I should know, Atomic tinted our windows here at the studio. No more glare off the parking lot. Visit atomictintshop.com for more information. And while you're at it, visit our new website, negabrx.com, to see all our great community partners. Jerry, you still there?
Oh, yes. You hadn't let me run out the building yet?
No, I locked the doors, man. You've seen how the doors around here work. Once we got you, we got you. Hey, what were we talking about? We were talking about leaking showers, not of a New Day Construction's work, but stuff you've seen. We were talking about things to look for when you're hiring a contractor. I got to ask you, when you do a job, there are some things that have to be permitted. There are some things that don't have to be permitted. And I don't really know much about it, but I hear pull permits.
Right.
What in the world does that mean?
So, yes. Another thing when you're talking to a contractor is, are they licensed? So a lot of them will say, yeah, I have a license. That's a business license in your town. Or do you have a construction license? Do you have a general contractor license? And having that gives you the ability to pull those permits. Now, as far as what's required to have a permit, we actually, in our agreements, it comes out, that's the part I want to educate my customers, is making sure they understand what needs to be permitted and what don't need to be permitted. Because a lot of contractors out there that don't want to work under a permit, don't want to wait on a permit, they'll say, your job don't need a permit. Right. So basically, when you're talking about outside, let's talk about decks. So anything above 3 foot,
Off the ground, and attached to the house.
Now, 3 foot, is that at the bottom, the very bottom of the deck? And each county's different. So,
of course,
some of them are 30 inches, of course, and some of them are 3 foot. So we have to check, make sure we're there. But if it's attached to the house, that's when it has that permit.
Oh, really?
And a lot of guys will say, well, we're not taking the band or the
it's
a
redeck.
Yeah.
Oh, I've heard people say that.
Yeah, we're not taking the ledger board off the house, but we're doing everything else.
Right.
No.
Really?
Yeah. Because you're building the deck. So what permits are for is to come out and inspect and make sure it's built. So when you have 20 people on it, it'll collapse.
Future safety.
Right.
Yeah.
And so when a contractor says, hey, I'm leaving the ledger board attached to the house, so this is just a remodel, it don't need a permit, okay. So the ledger board's going to be fine if somebody stands close to the house, but how do we know the rest of the deck's going to be fine?
Right.
So, making sure you got proper footings. A lot of contractors will still put their 6x6 post inside the ground, inside concrete. Can't do that anymore. Causes rot on the pressure-treated wood.
You mean wood rots?
Oh, yeah.
Pressure-treated wood is susceptible? What?
Well, in this day and age, probably back then when they did it
but there's two kinds of pressure. We're going down a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
But this is my background. There are two kinds of pressure-treated, foreground contact and above-ground contact.
Yes.
And you sink above ground into dirt, maybe 10 years, maybe it's gone.
Yes.
It's wood earth contact.
Yep. And you'll notice you'll see on the tags on the bottom.
Oh, it's on there, 0.25 or 0.40.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So definitely look at that. Now, when you step in the inside for permitting, anything to do with electrical, plumbing, it's permitted. It's that simple.
Really?
Now, you can have an electrician come in and change out a light. But
Well, yeah, fixtures. Fixtures aren't permitted.
Right. So,
Yeah.
but when we're doing a remodel and we're changing our kitchen floor plan or we're changing a bathroom floor plan, we have to come in and new wiring. That's definitely permitted. New plumbing, we're relocating plumbing. That's a permit. Now, if we're having to just come in and change out a shower and we're drain's still in place, just supply line's still good, that's not a permit.
Right.
Definitely spelled out and making sure you educate yourself in that area before you move forward. Now, you can pull your own permit. There's contractors that may not have that contractor's license. You want to work with them, but you want a permit. You can pull your own permit. That just makes you liable for the whole job. So if something goes wrong, in that the city or the county is going to be looking at you to make sure it's right, not the contractor. So just know that you can do it. It's easier if you do it.
But it is an extra set of eyes.
It is an extra set of eyes, yeah. If you want an outside, which actually we're working on a job now, in addition to a home, the customer, and even though it's permitted and being inspected by the county, he wants to take an extra step. So he hired in a private inspector to come in behind everybody.
Oh, wow.
And make
He
sure
truly trusts no one.
He truly trusts no one. Yeah, you have the ability to do that too, is to hire your own private inspector to look over everything.
Do you do any of that? Do you go give your opinion, basically?
No, not really.
You don't have time,
I don't have time, no.
I hear you.
Still working with the staff, working on the business.
That's when guys start meeting you in parking lots. Hey, you looked at my job, buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
Lovely. That's just what you need.
Yeah,
that's that's not what you need. I got to ask, this is an unfair question.
Oh, goodness.
I know. Bathroom remodels, kitchen remodels, at least inside the houses, probably are the most important / popular things that you guys do, I would imagine, right?
Yes.
What's a general cost, a cost per square foot? I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm trying to get numbers out of you, man. It's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair to do that.
So it's okay, because when people call in, one of our qualifying is I'll talk to them and I'll give them a kind of a ballpark price.
Yeah, somewhere to start.
Yeah,
sure.
because that way we're not wasting their time. We come out, and of course we're not wasting ours if they're looking for it to be really cheap. So
I got $5,000, and it's going to cost at least $25,000.
Exactly.
That could be a waste of time.
That's a big waste of time.
That could be a waste of time.
On both our sides, because they got to take off work and stuff like that.
Exactly.
So very respectful of them. So I got to go over, let's take a bathroom remodel. On a master bathroom remodel, depending on what you do, of course, a lot of times it could be finishes, that could drive the price up, whether you want crown mold, detail mold, and stuff like that. But on average, if we're going in, we're taking out, typically on average on a bathroom, we're looking at a garden tub, shower beside it, vanity, toilet. That's about it, right? Maybe a walk-in closet off the side of that.
Maybe a dual sink.
But maybe dual sink.
Yeah,
So if we're coming in there, most of the time we're taking out that garden tub, putting a freestanding tub in, maybe making a wet room combination, new flooring, whether it's tile or LVP, a new vanity, a new toilet, paint, just a whole new bathroom, whole new experience. Typically, on average, in the mid-20s. I would say you may be able to get it done cheaper than that, but again, that's hurting that needle in the haystack.
You can always get it cheaper.
Yeah, that's that
you
needle
can
in the
always
haystack.
get it cheaper, yeah.
Try to educate people to go, wow, that's a lot. It's not. We're in the middle. We got bathroom companies that's charging $40,000 for that same type of work. I want to land in a good middle place to where they feel comfortable, and we are higher than your two guys in the truck, or higher than some other company. It's because the quality of our people, and that's what you need to look at. Who is actually doing the work, and how much they're getting paid. A lot of contractors out there paying them $100 a day.
Yeah.
You're going to get $100 a day worth of work, and that's what you're going to turn out. So we look at hiring professionals. So when we do a bathroom remodel, you don't have a one man that does everything. We have a plumber that comes in. We have a tile guy that comes in. We have an electrician that comes in, making sure those trades are done exactly the way they're supposed to be done. So that's kind of why we're looking at about a $25K.
Now, are they your subs, or do you actually have these guys employed?
We have about 25 to 30 people
that are yours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's an oddity, Jerry.
It is an oddity.
Most remodeling companies, they have like 3.
And they sub a lot of stuff out.
90-something% of them sub.
And
it's a different sub every time.
Right. And that's another thing. I'm glad you brought that up, because another thing to look for. Asking that contractor, are you subbing work out, or you have your own people? There's a difference there. Huge difference.
Tremendous.
And we do use subs.
Imagine sometimes you have to.
Yeah. And especially when it comes to our tile showers and stuff.
Specialties.
But they're subcontractors we vetted, have good relationships with, and they know what we're expecting as far as type of work and how to treat our customers. There's a lot of customers we have that'll ask us point blank, do you use subs or do you have your own people?
I've asked contractors that before.
Yeah, so it definitely makes a difference. And there's contractors out there who have like you said, none employees, none. And they're subbing everything.
Their wife helps them paint.
Exactly.
Oh, I've seen that. Oh, yeah. That's important.
Yeah. Kitchens, you mentioned kitchens.
Yes, I did.
So kitchen's a little different. It all depends on what we're doing in the kitchen. A lot of times we're taking out walls. Everybody wants the open floor plan.
Yeah. Open it up.
And it does make a huge difference. I was able to walk a job yesterday. I was like, wow. the difference. So let's say we're taking out a wall, we're putting a beam in. Of course, we bring an engineer in to consult with on making sure that's done right. So if you have a contractor that does not bring an engineer in when putting a beam in, run very fast. And you brought up a question that earlier I did about 2 years ago. Was come over to a house that it was on a basement, and they didn't put a beam in right, and it was sagging. The whole living room was sagging.
Oh, wow.
And to the point it was almost hard to fix. I mean, we was able to do it, but it was almost impossible to put it that way without having to do some major reconstruction.
Did you have to jack it up and put a beam in?
Had to jack it up, put a beam in.
Did you crack everything up above it?
It cracked a few things, but it cracked things coming down too. So,
oh, did it really? Okay.
So, making sure. And so when you're dealing with beams, that's a big thing.
Well, that whole load-bearing thing, that's a real thing.
It's a real thing. And
it really does exist.
So, we have a kitchen cabinet. Let's say we have full kitchen cabinets, countertops.
Yeah.
Now, thing with kitchen remodels, countertops are all over the place as far as I've had a customer just spent $16,000 on her countertops.
Wow.
Yeah. They can be as low as $3,000. So, of course, they're all over the place when you go from granite to quartz to stuff like that. And let's say we're hitting the middle of the road on the cabinetry, the countertops. We have new flooring, new paint, of course, new sink and stuff like that. Beam in. Typically, kitchen remodels are low 30s. Yeah, can be.
I would have figured it'd be more around 50.
And they've been hitting there here lately.
Yeah.
As we move. And
quality cabinets?
Quality cabinets,
Crazy priced.
Yeah. And
worth more than the house.
That's another thing. There's a lot of companies, a lot of guys out there using these RTA cabinets, ready to assemble cabinets. Because every cabinet, you'd be blown away if you knew how many cabinet companies are out there selling cabinets. It's insane.
Is it really? Yeah.
We went through trying to vet, trying to find the right company to work with. Finally got somebody we feel comfortable with, and good quality cabinets, great company. So we're excited to have them aboard to help us out in that area.
Well, man, let's wrap this thing up. Big thing, though. Big. You have a showroom in Winder.
Yeah.
I can actually walk in and have an idea of what it is you do.
Exactly.
It's crazy. No one has that.
I'm surprised because when I looked at it, it's like, well, one, it's going to bring us legitimacy.
Right? And then some.
And knowing that the problem in most contractors, they come to your job, maybe they ghost you, maybe they took your money, you can't find them. They're working out of their house. Mm-hmm. There's no home address. And so it's been such a blessing to have a showroom, just a total blessing. And so in the showroom, it's not big, but we have cabinets in there. We have countertops. We have shower displays. We have a new shower system, which we're excited about, vanities, stuff like that. So it gives us a good place for the customers to come in. Before we got the showroom, it's like, I need you to drive over there and look at countertops. I need you to go to this other place, look at cabinets. So, we're located in Winder in the public shopping center off of Monroe Highway, 17 Monroe Highway. The older Publix, because we have 3 in Winder for some crazy reason.
Publix loves Winder.
Yeah, they do.
It does.
I'd love to have you drop by, or anybody drop by to check us out. You can definitely jump on our website at anewdayconstruction.com. A lot of information there, a lot of red flag stuff we talked about, videos there. Again, my goal is to educate when somebody's looking for a contractor. You jump on our website, phone number's there, and everything's there to get in touch with us.
A little bit of social media?
A little bit of social media, really digging into that, going to hit it hard.
I hear you.
And really want to come at the social media aspect. If you jump on my personal page, it's Jerry Martin. You definitely do that on Facebook. We have a business page there too, but we're fixing to expand out to, do a lot more in that area. And it's primarily to educate, bringing other contractors in to collaborate with, to interview. Let's talk to Avery today at Avery's Heat and Air. Avery, tell us how we can maintenance our own HVAC system, so stuff like that. So be looking for that. My goal is to educate and bring value in that area.
The more you do that, in theory, it should work out. You will raise the standards of the industry you're in.
I hope so.
Well, yeah.
And
that's a good thing that you and hopefully others in time will do the same thing. And just raise those standards.
Yeah.
Well, Jerry, thanks for coming in, brother.
Yeah.
This was fun.
Yeah, I truly enjoyed it and look forward to do more.
I hear you, man. You're always welcome here at the Northeast Studio. They're going to play music, and then I have to wrap up, and there it is. Jerry, thanks again.
All right, brother. Thank you.
Folks, A New Day Construction. Check out what Jerry and the gang is doing. Check out that showroom over on Monroe Highway by the Publix. Very cool. ANewDayConstruction.com. I'm Tom Sheldon. We'll talk to you soon.
Savings goals keeping you up at night? Let a Regions banker help you build a Regions Green Print plan, a free financial roadmap